So do you ever have those thoughts where you're like, oh my God, this is the best idea I have ever had. What a new thought. I should write that down. And then you go to your notes app and you're like, I had this idea a week ago. Well, I have a theory that can sometimes also apply to our wardrobes. Hi, I'm Lena, and I'm trying to be more intentional about what I put in my wardrobe. I make loads of videos about it. I'll leave a whole playlist about them below. But something that I have been trying to think about is like what I actually want my wardrobe to look like. Not what I see and then want to take home, but before I see stuff that's available to me, premeditating that and being like, what do I actually fantasize my wardrobe looking like? And I did a video here on this channel talking about my dream wardrobe and like a Pinterest board that I'd made of all of the different things that I really gravitated towards and was like, that's like so me. Although, if you have a personality you can summarize in a wardrobe, is it a bit of a shit personality? Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I don't know if actually just expressing yourself is like an achievable goal with the wardrobe. I think maybe just having fun and making sure it aligns with your values is probably a little bit of a half-assed human lower bar to set. But I have been looking back at that Pinterest board recently because it's been informing the stuff that I've been making, because I'm trying to make my own clothes as well. And I was looking back at it and I was like, I actually think like I own some of these outfits already, or at least some vestige of them. The thing about cutting down on how many clothes you're buying, last year I swore off all clothes, didn't buy any new clothes, and this year I have like a select amount of tokens. But the thing with that is you get to know your wardrobe better, and as I've got to know my wardrobe better, I've started to realise that actually this Pinterest board is not new thoughts. I have thought about these kind of items of clothing before. Nay, I have bought similar items of clothing before, and they're on that rail behind me. I've picked out some clothes that I believe that I can assemble some outfits from my Pinterest board from, which could potentially not only make me feel a little bit silly, but also quite excited, because that's going to save me a lot of time and money as well if I actually already own these outfits. So I've picked out 3. Let's see how much I can mimic the spirit of these outfits with the stuff that I already own. So to ensure maximum satisfaction, I have grouped a couple of outfits together that I think are giving almost identical vibes. And in picking 3 that are common together, I'm not only ensuring that it's definitely something that I want, because I've clicked on it and saved those pins at least 3 times, but also it's more achievable because I can take aspects of all of these outfits and make an outfit that I genuinely want. So the commonality between these 3 outfits, I hope you will see, is gingham. What do I already own? That's a bit of gingham, my friends. What else can we see? Pops of red. I've got some of that. Big collars, khaki, yellow, lots of layering. Let's see what we can do. Okay, this is attempt 1 to correlate with this image. We've got the yellow jumper, something that I forgot that I had, but then I went up to the loft the other day and I was like, I knew I had a yellow jumper. And then I don't have a detachable white collar, but I do have a leopard print one, which actually, as you'll see in the following outfits, is something that is part of my dream wardrobe anyway. Whether it goes with the gingham or not, I'm not sure, but I do love this silhouette and I do have sewing skills. So if I really wanted a white collar, I could, but I think we've proved that I in fact own this outfit. Other variations are possible though. Let's try those. Okay, so this is my version of this outfit. I don't have a stripy pink cardigan, but I do have this. And I don't have an underskirt that's white, but I do have this longer black skirt that I made actually. Made it. Don't know if you knew, but I can sew. And I would love like a set of big beads, but I don't own any. But I do think this dupes the vibes a little bit. I don't love it. I'll be honest. I think by the way, this woman is on Pinterest and she's older than me and I love every single one of her outfits and I pin them all and I think she's sensational. So I'm going to leave links to her pins below, but it's so nice to find somebody who's older than you that you're like, I actually look up to you style wise. The reason that I don't think this works as a mimicry is one, because I think the white adds a kind of petticoat feel that feels very like girly and light, and I think the black does a completely different thing. And I also think the idea that it's a cardigan, I think this like breaks up the outfit in a way that I don't love. And then it stops, I think that stops the pink and the gingham coexisting together and makes them like two separate chapters and not as like in harmony. Because these are two quite hard patterns and colours to bring together. And I think if this was a cardigan, that would look so much better. So I think actually with this one, I don't own it. And that's okay. Let's try the third of the gingham outfits. Now this one, I was surprised that I didn't realise that I owned, because this is one of my most worn items of the year. And this is probably also one of my most worn items of the year. And I imagine that I have worn them together. But the fact that I didn't immediately connect this outfit to this inspiration is probably because I think what's special about it is the pops of red. But no fear, because I have. And I thought I'd just lay claim to perhaps what you might perceive as the dark side of the year of Make Do, where I haven't been buying clothes or limiting what clothes I bought. This is the state of my sock collection right now. They are still standing, but 2 years of not buying socks, and I think I bought these socks in 2011. Like, these weren't even new socks when I started the challenge. Has been fascinating. For example, you might have noticed the amazing darning work I've done here, and most of my socks look like that. But the good thing is the places where socks wear out are often not the places that you can see once you've actually put the outfit together. So the ankle part is very much intact, and that is what we will be utilising in this video. I will also say that I am in between trainers right now, in that I don't own any. And I don't know if I ever want them again. I'm just not sure about trainers, but I was disappointed to realise that I actually don't have any ankle length shoes. Like, I either have sandals or ankle boots and DMs. Like, I don't have anything else. So for now, just to show off the socks, I'm going to wear my summer sandals. But just know, if I had some nice black shoes like this lady, I would be wearing those. And I imagine that this is not going to fare well if I go outside in these, but for the sake of experimentation, we shall put them on. Okay, actually, don't hate that at all. I think that actually looks kind of cool. And most importantly, you'll know that I'm not actually just working from my clothes, fabric, textile wardrobe. I do also own a glasses wardrobe. So I will be picking this red pair to pick up on the red in the socks. Maybe if I had a nice little tote bag to go with this, it would look even cooler. But for now, I actually kind of love this. This is great. She has more of a vest and like a longer gingham thing going on, but I actually think that what I really like about this outfit is how loose and effortless it is, but also those pops of red with the more demure gingham khaki setup. And for what I wanted out of this outfit, I think it's very, very good. I do not need to buy anything else, because I think I have what I liked about this outfit right here in my wardrobe the whole time. Next. Okay, so for these outfits, obviously the common theme is that they have leopard print trousers. It might surprise you if you're not new to this channel, because you'll know how many leopard print items I own. But the only leopard print item that are trousers that I own are these dungarees. So I'm going to try and make them work. The other element is denim, and I think they all work in very similar ways, but slightly differently. So we're going to try this first one with the yellow and see how we get on. So I think it's important to recognise when things don't work as well as when things do. This is a very literal interpretation of the outfit. I have a denim shirt. Okay, it's more cotton and it's a lot more fitted. And I do have a somewhat yellow cardigan, although I wish it was this colour, but it's more of a mustard, which I did to myself and I love it. But my mum made this cardigan. Thanks, Mum. And I really love it, but just for the purposes of this outfit, it's not quite the same, is it? Because these are dungarees, I can't tuck it in, tuck this shirt in. Actually, it does look better. Tuck the shirt in the same way that she can. So that's obviously also a drawback, because that's just going to fall right back down. And in general, I think that all of these clothes are normal size. And the reason this outfit looks cool, to me at least, is because everything apart from the jeans is oversized. The cardigan is huge. The glasses are huge. I think we got the glasses down. The collar is huge. And in normal proportions, it doesn't look that special. In fact, it looks a little random. Also to note that I guess the middle outfit we can do right now, because it's literally just this, which again, I don't think is like the show-stopping thing that I had in mind when I pinned this outfit. And let's face it, if we're gonna make this third outfit, all we really need, now that I'm wearing the red socks, is this. And I don't think this is the vision, but that's okay, because I actually foresaw this one going a little wrong. And I've brought some other options that I think could play into what I liked about that outfit without actually owning any parts of that outfit. So the mix of denim and leopard print we could do in different ways. For example, I have these denim style trousers I was wearing at the beginning of the video. I have other leopard print bottoms, like this leopard print skirt that could stand in for leopard print trousers and also be something that you could tuck in the middle, like I've been fantasizing about. Would you like to see what I spent my last token of 2025 on? Yes, I've spent my last token. Is it September? It could be. I'm not a calendar fiend like you. I'm not obsessed with the calendar. But yeah, it's 4 months before the end of the year and I've spent my last token. But it was on this from Vinted. Isn't it glorious? So I do have a leopard print top that could go with the denim. And I also have some other like denim inspired items that could serve in lieu of what I want. So let me just play around with this and see if I can find anything I'm really happy with. Okay, so this is my next try. I really like how relaxed it is. I feel like if I do this, I look really cool. I think this might be my new version of a big oversized t-shirt, because I'm not really a t-shirt person, but I think this could be my t-shirt, you know what I mean? However, I am really fighting the urge to do the millennial tuck. I know it's a thing that people mock on the internet, but I just want to tuck it in. I just want to tuck it in. I don't know if it's a lifetime of being brainwashed by school or something. I just need to tuck my shirt in, okay? Otherwise I get in trouble. But if I half tuck it in, how does that look? Because it gives me a bit more, like you can see my waist a little bit more, but it's still relaxed. Or does that look like an accident, like I went to the toilet and then I didn't like fully tuck myself in after coming back? It's hard to say. Let's try a full tuck. What do we think of that? I do think these are two items that I wouldn't have immediately put together, despite the fact that I've just got this top. I haven't worn it out yet, but I know that I wouldn't have reached for this as the like obvious pairing. And I do think it brings an incredible amount of drama, especially if there's a way for me to show off the red socks as well, like in this inspo picture, or if I had some red trainers or something. So I have a suspicion that this will be my final answer, but let's try some other ones just for giggles and excretions. Hey, I just want you to witness that I did actually try this, but I feel like collar on collar is not, the world isn't ready for that. I'm not ready for that. No one is. Anyway, try again. Okay. The level of tucking that I had to do to get this dress into this dungarees was actually a little bit of an Olympic sport. And now I'm in it. I want to get out of it. I don't think this works. I tried to make it work by putting on the beret, but I think that's actually making it worse. This is not going well for me. Okay, I think we might be getting somewhere. This is definitely a lot more formal than the inspo pics, but I do think that I hate to admit it, but I think the leopard print on the bottom, the denim on the top is a winner. I put on my little wicked boots. I did a little thing with my hair and a leopard print scarf that I'm not sure about. Think it might be dating me slightly, but this is something that I would totally wear, and I'm actually going to bank this as a potential outfit to wear around because it definitely embodies something. I'm not sure if it embodies these inspo pictures, but it embodies something, and I'm happy with it. I think that one and the first outfit with the big leopard print collar are my two winners for this, and it's definitely, I don't think I need to buy anything to achieve whatever it was that this vision was, because I have it very, very clearly in at least two different iterations. Finally, the third outfit inspo. Okay, the third set of inspo pics is definitely a stretch, but I am up for a little stretch, okay? I'm limber. I can stretch. These three outfits, like I pinned them all separately. I'm acknowledging one of them is actually my friend Dodie, who is incredibly stylish and has got a lot of pictures on Pinterest. The silhouette is very medieval princess, but they're not light and airy. They're more kind of like dark autumnal, or like in Dodie's case, I think a little bit gothy. And I'm wondering if, while I don't own any of this might be a good opportunity for me to try and use some items in my wardrobe that I haven't really been wearing. If you have ever used the Index app where you track all of your outfits, you'll know how humbled you feel when you realise there are actually loads of items you haven't worn in a year or more. I'm going to be doing a wrap-up video at the end of the year talking about my experience with that app, but it's definitely humbled me, and there are a few items that I think might be useful for this that I haven't been wearing very much. The first on the chopping block being this shirt, which I completely love. It's got these snazzy little cuffs. The way that the collar is cut pleases me, but as you'll see, it doesn't quite shut. And it's even got elastic on the back and it still doesn't shut. But I'm thinking that actually this corset situation might be a way for me to make this decent and wearable, even though that is like a glaring issue in my life. Another thing that I don't get enough wear out of, but can't bear to alter in any way, is this dress, which I wore for my Jane Austen ball experience. You'll remember that I tracked my progress on making my first Regency gown, and I freaking love this, but styling it for every day in a way that doesn't make me look like I'm going to a Jane Austen ball has been a struggle, but I think this might be an opportunity to do that. And then thirdly, this shirt, which I've worn a couple of times, but it's hard to know how to style. This is a hand-me-down from my friend Rosianna, from a brand that we both really love. And I do struggle to style it, even though I love it. And it's got these medieval shields on it, which I think is very much the vibe. Plus, I've got some old favorites like this denim corset top that I got from Vinted that's originally from Primark and has actually been serving me incredibly well. I wear this a lot. And then my new denim corset top as well, which might come in useful for making that silhouette. So let's have a play around and see what we can do. Potentially a little bit premature to get excited, but I just put this corset top just on top of what I was already wearing. I think we're already close to being happy with it. I wasn't expecting this to gel so well together. I think the necklines work quite well together. It's kind of giving governess, but in a way that I'm totally at peace with. And then also the final touch might be, you'll see in one of those inspo pictures, there's this beautiful medieval gown. Now this is made by Selkie and they also make a matching corset. And I have often flirted with the idea of either trying to buy one new, which I don't think is possible anymore. I think they've sold out, but also trying to buy one secondhand. And they're just like a huge investment, and also I'm just not sure where I'm ever going to wear them, and it's very hard to find them secondhand in my size, but I just think it's absolutely stunning. It's from a painting by William Morris that's called The Unicorn. What is it? The unicorn does something. The unicorn has a picnic. The unicorn dies last. The unicorn, and this is why I'm an art degree dropout. However, I have loved this aesthetic before. In fact, I had these medieval themed Doc Martens in the loft, unworn, unused for a long time. I probably had these for 7 or 8 years. And I'm very bad at styling them, which is why they were in the loft. But I couldn't bear to get rid of them because, I mean, look at them. So I think that if I wear these with this could work. Give me 1 second. Would you look at that? I was right. I really like this. Kind of reminds me of the best friend's fashion in 10 Things I Hate About You, who's obsessed with Shakespeare and Tudor aesthetics and stuff like that. But I think the outfit is kind of like, did she mean to dress a little bit historical? And then you look at the shoes and you're like, yep, that was on purpose. Okay, cool. I am like usually quite a brightly coloured dresser, but those of you who've been around for a while will know that I kind of have a little bit of a Helena Bonham Carter, Ozcore, creative gothy side to my brain that I let come out sometimes. And this is definitely part of that. Okay, that's kind of ticked already, but I think there are other things that we could do. Okay, you need to trust me with the vision here because I don't have the equipment or skills to have hoinked this up properly. But I'm trying to do what this nice lady has done in her picture where she's like hoinked up the dress and she's got a white petticoat. Again, a white petticoat. Maybe I need a white petticoat underneath her dress. And I've just done mine with a hair clip. But, you know, if I was going to do this properly, I'd go in there. Maybe even like install some drawstrings or something in there. I think this is giving Ren Fair, but I'm kind of okay with it. This is almost like a kind of denim take on the silhouette that I have been fantasizing about. And I think that keeping the Doc Martens on is giving Mia Thermopolis. You know her. So while I don't think I've mastered this, in fact, let's take this out. Although I do like having a black skirt underneath the blue. It's giving a little bit more volume to it and warmth. I often wear this black skirt underneath other skirts or dresses just for warmth purposes. But this is definitely something I'd wear out and about, especially if I had a more modern bag, I think, with me, just to balance out the costume element of it would be cool. But I really like this too. Okay, this might be, while it's the furthest category from what I actually own, I think that it's becoming my favorite in terms of creating new outfits for the stuff that I already own. Let's try again. Okay, I've been playing around with this one for ages and I can't make it work for the life of me. So I think I'm just going to let it go. But for the sake of recording the failures, what is this? We don't know. I think that maybe part of it is that I haven't ironed the collar, so it looks particularly disheveled. I was picturing this, like layering this tartan corset over the collar, obviously like mimicking the silhouette of Dodie's outfit would be like a fun, colourful twist on it. But I actually just think it looks too accidental. And I also think the skirt with the boots is just, it's all a little bit like there's no cohesion, darling. And I'm not really sure what to do about it. I think if I took the corset off, then it becomes a little bit more relaxed, dark academia-ish. But I think that my legs are a little bit short and this is just making them feel shorter. And I don't want to tuck in this shirt, but I can't help it. While this could be cool if I worked on it a little bit, it's not the vibe of the inspo pictures. And that's okay. Should we try one more? What if I did a monster? Like, what if I tried to make a monster conglomerate outfit out of all of the ideas that I've played with in this video? I'm willing to give it a go. Okay, I need you to stick with me and believe in the vision. I actually think this is this video's final form. We've got the leopard print layered with the gingham, and then I've tied up the gingham so you get a little bit of the medieval green underneath, green boots, and then to top it all off, and this is how I will intend to wear this the whole time, the whole day. It's just this over the shoulder. Oh yeah, it's just an accessory. I would never put it on because I don't think it would fit over these sleeves, but that's not the point. The point is to tie in all the greens with the leopard print and the gingham, or maybe just like over one shoulder. Like I've just come into a restaurant or something, just edging around like this. It's not what I would picture and definitely not something I would have put together. But at the same time, if I saw this on Pinterest, would I pin it? Yes, yes, I would. So I think that's a roaring success in itself. Let's just clear a little space from all this huge pile of clothes so we can have a little defrag. I meant to say debrief, but I actually think defrag is more accurate. I hope you've enjoyed watching me play around with my wardrobe. And maybe it's made you think about things that you want in your life and then just checking that you haven't just like already got it. I am a huge fan of secondhand shopping. I'm a huge fan of saving things from landfill, but sometimes there's also a balance of just like enjoying the stuff that you have and creating novelty from yourself. And really that just takes time. I think like I often treat getting dressed as just like one of the chores to get out of the way. And that makes me sad because it used to be something I really loved doing as a teenager, and being able to play around with stuff today and like giving myself some room has made me come up with some probably quite questionable combinations, but I've had fun. And I'm definitely excited to wear some of these clothes in different ways in the coming months now that I've spent all of my tokens. Thank you so much for watching. This video was made possible by the Gumption Club. They tip me for the videos that I make, so I don't have to like try and sell you something in every single video. I'm trying to make you not actually buy stuff. That's mainly my goal with this video, was just to be like, maybe don't. And I'm saying that to myself as well. So the reason I can do that is because of the Gumption Club. They support me on Patreon and support these videos so that I can keep making them, keep the lights on, keep the camera rolling. So huge appreciation to them. If you're interested in joining, I'll leave the links below, but you can also get a weekly podcast from me, access to curated mixtapes that I make of new music I'm discovering, and watch lists for YouTube, so you don't have to waste loads of time scrolling trying to find like valuable, like our vibe kind of stuff on YouTube. Like I make a playlist every month, so you don't need to worry about that. And there's also a Discord where you can come and hang out with people who are also trying to have better relationships with their wardrobes. We even have an outfit of the day thread where lots of people post their outfits of the day and compare them and go, you look amazing, no, you look amazing. And that's just such a wholesome part of the internet. So I'll leave the links to join that below if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear which outfits you liked, which outfits you think could be improved on, the ones that I got stuck on. Maybe your brain has thought of a solution that I haven't. Thank you for positive panicking with me. Frog Snug out.